The difference between a truly organized home and one that merely appears tidy lies in the daily habits that either support or sabotage your efforts. While many people focus on weekend deep cleaning sessions or seasonal purges, the secret to maintaining a minimalist, stress free environment is found in the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Strategy 1: The elimination mindset over organization obsession. The first shift in thinking involves moving from an organizing mindset to an elimination mindset. Most people, when faced with clutter, immediately think about buying better storage solutions, more attractive baskets, or more sophisticated organizing systems. This approach treats the symptom rather than the cause. Instead, adopt a daily elimination practice that questions the presence of every item in your space. Each morning, as you move through your home, identify at least one item that no longer serves a purpose in your life. This doesn't mean you need to throw away something valuable every day, but rather that you're constantly evaluating whether your possessions are earning their place in your space. The key insight here is that just because something has a designated home doesn't mean it deserves to stay. Many people hold on to items simply because they've invested time, energy, or money into organizing them. You might keep a basket full of old magazines because you've labeled the basket and found the perfect spot for it, even though you haven't read those magazines in months and have no realistic plans to do so. A minimalist approach to daily decluttering means being ruthless about this organized clutter. If something hasn't been used recently and doesn't contribute to your current lifestyle, it's taking up valuable mental and physical space that could be better utilized. Strategy 2: The one-touch rule for daily items. The most transformative daily habit you can develop is the one-touch rule. Handle each item only once before it reaches its final destination. This simple principle eliminates the majority of stuff shuffling that creates visual chaos in your home. When you walk through your front door, don't drop your keys on the entryway table with the intention of putting them away later. Instead, hang them on their designated hook immediately. When you open mail, don't set it aside to deal with when you have more time. Instead, sort it immediately into action items, filing, or recycling. This approach requires setting up your home systems to support immediate action. Your key hook should be right by the door, not in a closet down the hall. Your mail sorting system should be in a highly visible location where you'll see pending items daily, not tucked away in an office where they'll be forgotten. The psychological benefit of the one-touch rule extends beyond simple organization. Each time you handle something once and put it away properly, you're training your brain to associate daily tasks with completion rather than procrastination. This creates a positive feedback loop where maintaining your space becomes easier and more automatic over time. Strategy 3: The 7-day possession audit. While the traditional advice might be to evaluate items you haven't used in 30 days, a minimalist approach requires more frequent assessment. Implement a weekly possession audit where you identify items that haven't been touched in the past 7 days. This doesn't mean you should discard everything you don't use weekly. Seasonal items, special occasion pieces, and emergency supplies obviously have longer use cycles. Instead, use this weekly review to identify items that are taking up valuable space without contributing to your daily life. The audit works best when built into your existing routine. Perhaps Sunday evenings become your time to walk through each room and notice what's been sitting untouched. These items become candidates for elimination, but more importantly, they become data points about your actual living patterns versus your imagined ones. Many people hold on to items because they think they should use them or because they represent an idealized version of themselves. The weekly audit helps you align your possessions with your actual behavior patterns, not your aspirational ones. Strategy 4: Conquering the someday syndrome. One of the most insidious forms of clutter is what organizing experts call someday items. Things you're keeping because you might need them someday, plan to fix them someday, or intend to use them someday. These items create a particularly heavy mental burden because they represent an ongoing to-do list that never gets completed. Daily decluttering for minimalists requires being honest about your someday items. If you haven't taken action on something within a reasonable time frame, you're unlikely to do so in the future. The broken vase you've been meaning to repair, the craft supplies from a hobby you've abandoned, the exercise equipment gathering dust. These items aren't just taking up physical space, they're creating emotional weight. Develop a daily practice of identifying one someday item and making a definitive decision about it. Either take immediate action to address it or acknowledge that it's time to let it go. This doesn't mean you need to become heartless about sentimental items, but rather that you're realistic about your capacity and priorities. The relief that comes from releasing someday items is often surprising. People report feeling lighter, more focused, and less anxious when they stop carrying the mental load of projects they'll never complete. Strategy 5. Mastering flat surface management. Flat surfaces in your home, countertops, tables, dressers, and desks, are magnets for clutter because they're convenient and visible. The key to maintaining a minimalist home is treating these surfaces as sacred spaces that serve specific purposes rather than catch all areas. Implement a daily flat surface reset where you clear and wipe down every horizontal surface in your home. This practice serves multiple purposes. It prevents the accumulation of random items, it forces you to deal with things immediately rather than later, and it maintains the visual calm that's essential to a minimalist aesthetic. To support this daily practice, create very specific, limited drop zones for items that tend to accumulate on flat surfaces. A small tray by the door for keys and sunglasses, a single basket for mail that needs attention, or a designated charging station for electronics. The key is to make these drop zones small enough that they force regular clearing rather than enabling endless accumulation. Strategy 6. The evening reset ritual. Perhaps the most crucial daily habit for maintaining a minimalist home is the evening reset ritual. This 10 to 15-minute practice involves returning your home to its baseline state before bed, ensuring you wake up to a clean, calm environment. The evening reset should include clearing all flat surfaces, returning displaced items to their homes, and doing a quick walkthrough to identify anything that needs attention the following day. This practice prevents the overnight accumulation of clutter and ensures that each day starts with a fresh, organized space. The psychological benefits of this ritual extend beyond simple tidiness. When you consistently end each day with a reset, you're sending a signal to your brain that you're in control of your environment. This sense of control reduces stress and improves sleep quality, creating a positive cycle that supports your minimalist goals. Strategy 7. The threshold decision protocol. Every item that enters your home should pass through a threshold decision protocol. Before bringing anything new into your space, ask yourself 3 questions. What specific need does this item address? What item will I remove to make space for this? How will I maintain this item going forward? This protocol prevents the gradual accumulation that can undermine even the most organized homes. It forces you to be intentional about additions rather than allowing items to drift into your space without consideration. The maintenance question is particularly important and often overlooked. Many people focus on the initial decision to acquire something, but don't consider the ongoing time, energy, and space required to maintain it. A minimalist approach means being realistic about your maintenance capacity and choosing items that align with your actual lifestyle. Creating sustainable systems. The goal of daily decluttering isn't to create a sterile, museum-like environment, but rather to establish systems that support your life rather than complicating it. This means choosing organizing solutions that are simple to maintain, creating habits that feel natural rather than forced, and regularly evaluating whether your systems are serving your current needs. Remember that minimalism isn't about deprivation, it's about intentionality. Every item in your home should have a purpose and a place, and your daily habits should support this level of organization without creating additional stress or work. The compound effect of these daily practices creates a home environment that supports your well-being, reduces decision fatigue, and provides the mental clarity that comes from living in a space that truly serves your needs. By focusing on small, consistent actions rather than overwhelming overhauls, you create lasting change that supports both your immediate comfort and your long-term goals. The path to a truly organized, minimalist home isn't found in perfect organizing systems or expensive storage solutions. It's built through the daily choices you make about what to keep, what to release, and how to interact with your possessions. These habits, practiced consistently, create not just a beautiful space, but a foundation for a more intentional, peaceful way of living.